What I wanted to do at this point was to share with you some ideas and examples of the way in which the Collins Key Stage 3 Science Scheme is designed and prepared to present solutions to the challenge of assessment. The first thing I wanted to share with you was the point about having a range of assessment opportunities. It seems to us that it's very important that teachers should have a variety of different activities, differentiated activities that allow all students to show what it is that they can do, but also present a challenge as well, so that pupils know that science isn't only something that they can do, but something that they need to be working at and mastering. Within each of the spreads, for example, in the textbook, that there are a range of questions, and the questions start off at really quite a straightforward level, where they're testing knowledge and understanding, and then work up to a rather higher level, so that when students are attempting some of the more challenging questions, that they really are having to think in a rather more open and creative way. The second thing that I'd like to draw attention to is the fact that the assessments that we've included are the kind of things that, as teachers, it's quite clear what it is that pupils have mastered. So, for example, that with the end of topic tests, that those have been set up so that not only do they indicate what the coverage of the content is, but also that they include different kinds of questions, questions with a different degree of cognitive complexity. So there are questions there, for example, that test understanding, those that test application, and those that test evaluation. And that mix of questions is replicated in each of the end of topic tests, so that when you look at the scores, not only can you see how well pupils have done overall, but also how well that they performed on different kinds of questions. And that categorisation of questions mirrors the sampling tests at Key Stage 2 and also assessment structures at Key Stage 4 as well. But what also happens with the kind of questions that we've included, both in the end of topic tests and in the Collins Connect set of resources, is that pupils have to express themselves in a variety of different ways. So, for example, that some of the responses involve selecting from a range of available options, multiple choice questions. Some of them involve students producing short written responses, and some of them involve students in producing longer written responses. Again, this is very much keeping a weather eye upon developments at Key Stage 4 and making sure that pupils develop the capacity to develop their ability to express themselves in a variety of different ways. It's very important that as teachers that we know what it is that students can do and what the next steps are. And then the third point is, of course, that if we get assessment right, as I believe we have done, that as a teacher it should be possible to learn a lot and plan next steps in teaching. So, for example, with the applying your idea spreads that appear in the middle of each of the topics, that there are differentiated tasks that are associated with this. Each of these tasks involves students in expressing themselves, in drawing together ideas, in presenting what it is that they know, either verbally or in writing. But our objective here was very much to set things up so that as a teacher you can see what it is that pupils have mastered, where it is that you go next in terms of teaching, whether you decide that you can press on, or whether you feel that in the light of this evidence that you have to revisit some of those ideas and to reinforce and embed certain skills and ideas. We're very much aware that assessment has a range of outcomes. Probably the two most important outcomes from assessment are to inform whole school tracking and to inform the planning and delivery of teaching. The way that the Collins assessment system works is that it identifies whether pupils are on track, whether they're exceeding expectations, in which case it's appropriate for there to be additional challenges and opportunities provided, or whether pupils have not yet met those outcomes. Now, from this evidence, it's then possible both to inform whole school tracking, but also to plan next steps in teaching and learning.